discretion is advised. Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191.
Why does it feel like you haven't given that phone number out in a while?
Yeah? What
Like that?
do you figure, about 22 and a half hours?
No, it feels like we skipped it and went right on into our intros to the guests or something.
No.
No? All right.
How dare you, Drew?
No, beg your
I'm a
pardon.
consummate pro.
No, yeah.
Tonight, my racing brethren, Josh Brolin and Tommy Shane Steiner, are going to come in here. Josh Brolin is Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
Know him from many movies and Mr. Sterling, which is his new show. It's on NBC Friday nights. Tommy Shane Steiner is a country act, rising star. Kid's got a little edge. No. Anderson, you got it all wrong. Tommy ain't about the banjo. He's about the cider jug.
Oh, yeah. I hear one,
He's got himself a CD. He's that new breed, that young, good-looking, newer, edgier.
Are these guys threatened by your prowess on the race course?
No,
They're not.
they don't appear to be. No.
Yeah.
No, I
Shocking.
told you all along that Josh
is
Brolin
fast,
is like a professional driver.
Yeah.
He's done the race like I think maybe this is his fourth time.
Wow.
And Tommy's drives pretty good himself. Well, I knew he meant business when he had a Viper at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah. I always get angry at people that are a lot younger than me that have much nicer cars than me. Does that anger you, Drew?
Yeah.
It does?
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, we'll take it out on them when they show up. Now, they're out in Long Beach, and they're doing the festivities, whatever I would have been doing if I wasn't doing this tonight. So they're going to show up a little bit later. And
You were supposed to be doing something for the Long Beach Grand Prix?
Well, they got the charity events and the
How
dinners
dare they
and
ask you to raise money for charity?
Well,
It's about you racing.
Well, yeah, it is, but I'm to hear you, jackass.
I know.
They got to do what they got to do, and then they're going to come over here, and then we'll have fun talking about the race.
All
right. Amber,
Hi, Adam.
you're 22.
Yes, I am.
What's up, pumpkin?
Two things, or actually three things, before I get to my question.
Okay.
I was thinking about your mail problem, and
Junk mail, not M-A-L-E, M-A-I-L.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
your mail problem at the house.
Yeah.
And I called up the post office, and if you write a letter to the postmaster,
No,
Yeah.
they won't go that far.
Yeah, what if I blow him? How about I just put a nice big sticker on my mailbox that requests me not wanting any junk mail? That's not going to do it? Believe me, I know there's ways to go, and I'm not yelling at you. People do this all the time. You want your garbage man to pick up the garbage bag you put out there, the green garbage bag, instead of just use the automated arm to pick up the whatever. Tape a 20 to the... I know there are plenty of ways to get people to do stuff. Here's my point. I paid $700,000 in taxes last year. Just do it. I'm not taping 20 to anything. Just get the hell out of the truck or go get the goddamn mail and stuff it over there. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to blow the postmaster. I don't want to write a letter. I don't want to invite him to anything. What do I have to do? I have to write the postmaster and tell him what?
I don't know, just tell him that you're going on an extended vacation or whatever.
Oh, then they just accumulate it. Then they call you to come get it.
Yeah,
I've had that happen.
yeah.
Hold on, Amber.
Yes.
You smoke a lot of weed?
I haven't smoked no, not really.
Let's get to a question.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a more effective way just to tell him I died? I mean, using your logic. Just tell him I'm deceased?
Good point, but I don't think that would affect the mail coming to your house. You'd probably still get it. My mother died when I was 7, and we still get mail for her.
Really?
Yes.
Well, but what I'm saying is how is your method of me telling the postmaster that I'm going out of town for an extended period of time going to separate the junk mail from the postcards and other mail that I would like to receive?
I don't know. It was just a thought.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Hang on.
No, now I'm angry.
Uh-oh.
Drew, we can't get a decent piece of advice on this show.
No, you should have. Why do you go in with expectation that you're going to get anything?
I
decent?
didn't do anything. She called and said, "I know."
And then you get mad at her for trying to help you out. Just shut when they go, Adam. Here's a piece of advice. Just go. Shut up.
What if you were? What if I said, "Oh, I know. Oh, hey, Drew, you got a problem with something? Let me tell you how to fix it." And then at the end, it was like nothing. Like, oh, your car. What's your car do? Car shimmies and pulls a little to the left when you drive. Same thing happened to me. Does that happen to you? What? Over about 60, you feel a shimmy from the front end? Okay, here's what you do. Don't drive the car. Aren't you mad now? You're angry, right? You sat there and listened to me.
Yeah.
Tell the postmaster going out of town. Aren't you going to get no mail at that point?
Yes.
I'm telling you, we have the world's dumbest callers on this show. All right, Amber. All right, Sweet Pea.
Okay.
Sorry for Drew.
Another thing. You know how your penis is a little bit on the small side?
That's just radio comedy. It's really pretty big.
Amber's really trying to build a case to win you over.
No. I have this.
Want me to write a letter to the postmaster?
Just cut your penis off.
I have this technique.
Yeah.
That will allow you to grow from anywhere from 2 to 3 inches.
Oh, please.
It's proven.
Foolproof. Yes, proven. Foolproof.
It is.
Let me guess. Like, slam it in a truck door. I can hardly. I'm on pins and needles, Amber. I know this one's got to be good.
Well,
Go ahead. Just go ahead. This is going to be great. Let me grab a pad and pencil.
All right, ready.
I'd have to send it to you in the mail. It's this little packet, and my roommate recorded it for me on tape.
How much?
What is it?
It's this packet of about 5 pages.
Of what?
Information.
Information on how to do the techniques.
And what are the techniques, basically?
I don't know. I'm blind. I couldn't tell you.
You're blind?
Yes.
Oh, I've been yelling at a blind person.
How do you know the penises are increasing 2 to 3 inches then?
Because people call up on the radio all the time and say that it works.
Amber, the things like that on the radio, people pay for that time on the radio, and then they have their friends call.
Well, think about it this way. It's being provided for you for free. Why not give it a chance?
Yeah, why don't you just crap in some foil and send it over here? That'd be free.
We are used to, we come from radio, and there's the testimonial stuff on radio is all paid airtime.
Hold on.
It's like an infomercial.
True. Hold on now. Are you totally blind?
Yes, I am.
Oh, baby, why don't you tell me that before I start yelling at you? I feel bad now.
Why should I be treated any differently?
You don't feel bad. You just...
It's a good point. I feel like other people think I should feel bad.
Exactly. You bastard.
How dare you let other people think I should feel bad when I don't really feel bad, but I have to pretend like I feel bad.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, baby, I got this theory that life's really better for you.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Yeah.
In some, there are pros and cons to anything in life, and that includes being disabled.
Now, what do you do? Are you able to work?
Currently, no. I got into a horrible car accident back in '96, which took my eyesight from me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you knew what it was like to see
yes, I did.
up until, 14, 15 years old?
And actually, that girl, Danielle Fernandez, the girl who lost her sight instantly, she called a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to school with her.
I did, okay. And now are other senses more acute?
My hearing's more acute. My sense of touch is more acute.
Mm-hmm.
My taste has increased, but my smell hasn't really increased. My nose has never been good, not before or after the accident.
All right. So what's it look like for you? You've learned Braille, have you?
I learned Braille. Mm-hmm.
And what are your possibilities for employment?
Employment? Well, as soon as I get out of college, I want to become a psychologist.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
All right. I thought you could get a job at the post office.
What was the question tonight?
Question tonight was, I recently got my nipples pierced, and first my right one healed up, and my left one wasn't healed up, and then my left one healed up, and my right one started hurting again. My friend told me that it might be because it's dried out or something.
It's what? It's what?
My friend told me it might be because it's dried out or something. I don't know.
Dried out.
Dried out.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense.
Maybe it's rejecting, or maybe it's infected, but these things can hurt and they can be a mess. So if it's really hurting, it's starting to drain, that sort of thing, it may need to come out.
Okay. Call the postmaster. Write him a letter.
Wow.
Tell him you're leaving town. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
She doesn't think much of mail. She doesn't read the mail.
Got away. She's lucky. Crappy junk mail. The stupid catalogs I get for Bed Bath and Beyond and all that nonsense. Paul?
Yes.
You're 24.
Ooh.
Yes.
What's up?
Not much.
Okay.
What
do you mean?
I have a suspicion that my
Uh-huh.
girlfriend is sleeping with my uncle.
Sorry, your uncle.
What's the evidence?
Well, I used to live with my uncle, and she.
Well, then, why didn't you say so?
Oh, shut up, Drew. What's that?
Well, I say I used to live with him, and my girlfriend was over there all the time.
Mhm.
And right before I moved out, she just started acting different towards me, and she was always hanging out with my uncle. And then
How old's your uncle?
he's 45.
How old is she?
She's 22.
22.
What does he do for a living?
He's a body mechanic.
Works on cars. Bangs out fenders.
I couldn't hear you.
Taters.
He's banging out fenders.
Yeah.
Come on, Anderson. Quiet down now. All right. I start opening my mouth when I talk now. That's all you got. She started acting a little weird when...
Hanging out with the uncle.
Yeah, I have no evidence that she is. I just have suspicion, and a couple other people are telling me that they think she is too.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sure.
Well, where is she now?
Where is she now? Good question.
I mean, does she live with you?
No, I'm not with her anymore.
He's banging on her like a fender.
She's not your girlfriend anymore.
No, not anymore, but
Who broke up with who?
I broke up with her about a week ago.
Why?
Why? Because
Yeah.
I had suspicion about this going on. And I
Uh,
knew
All
about
right.
it.
All right. Well, fine. You did the right thing, Smart.
Broke up.
What the F you want us to say? She's definitely not cheating. You made a horrible, horrible mistake. You must get her back tonight. Or, oh, yes, she was cheating.
Well, we saw them together.
I know when relatives speak to your better half, that means cheating.
But he talked about he wanted to talk about it as though we knew the two people and had like been around town, seen them out.
My uncle, he's born okay. Okay. Whatever. You're 24. You broke up. It's behind
That's
you.
fine. Put it behind you.
So be it. And listen,
It's something you had a strong feeling this relationship wasn't working. She let
Fine.
you go down that path. She wasn't
Good.
begging to have you back. It wasn't working.
good times.
Yeah.
If you want to know if someone's cheating on you, really, find out if they cheat. Okay, first off, here's how you know, Drew. Let's try to figure this out. How did you meet them? Were they going out with
Right.
somebody when you met them?
That's right.
That's going to give you a pretty good indication of what
That's
was
right.
going on.
That's right.
If you want to know if someone is stealing from you, if you want to know if someone is lying to you, if you want to know if someone is cheating on you, if you want to know any of these things, take the book and turn the page back a couple of pages.
Yep.
Just take a look.
Look at the history.
The cheating. Did their dad cheat on their mom? Did their mom cheat on their dad? Did they cheat on their old boyfriend or girlfriend? How did you meet them? Were they seeing somebody
need
when
a
they...
lot of chaos, and were you not giving them enough chaos?
That's how you figure it out. Lisa?
Lisa?
Yes.
You're
All right.
28. What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question. My boyfriend, once in a while, every few months, like after sex, will get I guess these like red spots,
Mm-hmm.
and then they turn into bumps.
Bumps, like blisters?
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they kind of like dry up,
Mhm.
and you can like peel the skin off of them.
Right. Has the doctor seen them when they've been bumps?
Mhm. I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I don't know what stage he saw them at.
Okay. Uh-huh. I think so. Well, I have no idea what stage he saw them at.
All right. Drew,
Okay.
you're worse than I am.
So I don't.
Speaking of bad, hold on a second. I can't help it. The reason I was lost in thought is because I was reading my cheat sheet that either producer Ann or junior mini producer Lauren put together, and a couple of key. This basically has the actors or the celebrities who are going to be
Final
on the
stuff.
show, and then couple of big beats on them. Josh Brolin. Here's one beat. He's James Brolin's son, who is married to Barbara Streisand, making Barbara his mother-in-law.
Genius.
Not so sure. Now, I'm no genealogist, Drew, or a genius, but I'm wondering that might not be right. But the other one I like is this one. He has won the Long Beach Grand Prix celebrity race. When, Drew? In the past.
Fascinating.
He didn't win one in the future.
Not in the present.
Or not in the present. In the past. That could have been last year. Could have been 8 years ago.
I like.
Could have been 5 wins. We don't know. In the past means could mean multiple times.
Lauren apologizes. She says it's her fault.
But I like Barbara Streisand being his.
He's won in the past, but you can't find the year Josh Brolin won. I was looking at a newspaper. I think he won in 2000, but it wouldn't take long to ascertain that.
But how about the mother-in-law thing?
She looked all day. She couldn't.
Wait, mother-in-law. That's the comedy.
Oh, please! Anyone could make a mistake.
Mother-in-law.
Listen. I take more offense to the past. I'll tell you why, because it's not specific. It doesn't help me.
Is the woman that your dad married your mother-in-law?
Yes.
Okay.
True, but see, that's a screw up. But that's just a brain fart. In the past, that's just lazy.
Safe bet.
In the past. All right, that's not egregious, but as long as you're doing a little homework, just get the year the guy won the race. I think it's 2000. Oh, come on. Don't give me that puss, baby.
Lisa, no.
Oh, where were we? All right, Drew. Lisa?
Yeah.
You 28?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were 3/4 of the way through a call there.
He won the Academy Award? When?
In the
past.
Sometime in the past, yes.
All right. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm sorry.
I was done.
So these dry spots. We don't know. We don't know whether the doctor had seen these things or not. So he's not really been checked out properly, right?
In the past, yeah.
Oh, well, good.
You and Brolin.
Not in the present, not in the future. And do you have any symptoms?
No.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, it seems like he needs to be checked out more thoroughly. The fact that to get these sort of irritated patches, whatnot, can be just a dermatitis or an irritation. But the fact that they form vesicles, they form little blisters, does bring up the possibility of it being herpes, and it needs to be seen when the vesicle present, and then he needs to get some blood tests to see if there's any evidence that he's carrying that virus.
Okay, but I mean, they don't pop or anything. They're just like bumps.
Well, then forget the whole thing. No, I mean what I say, and that's what you need to do.
Okay.
All right, baby doll.
Okay, thank you.
Good times.
Okay, bye.
You got to have those looked at in the future. Bill?
Yes.
You're 20. You're 24.
Right.
What's up, brother?
I'll start from the beginning. I got married when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Caught my old lady cheating on me. We went to divorce court to try to solve it.
You went to divorce court to try to solve it?
On
Yeah.
TV?
And that didn't work.
No. Divorce court is usually not to solve a divorce. It's
You went to counseling?
No, on TV.
Oh,
did it on TV.
You really did, TV.
Wow.
Wow.
We thought the divorce was over with. After all that, she sold my tools. I was going to school.
You were going to school
Right.
to learn a trade?
Yes.
She sold your tools,
She sold my tools, and
but you were divorced.
no, that's the funny part. That divorce court doesn't work. You have to file in the state you're in. And then she turned around and cheated on me, and with a friend of mine that's married.
Hold on, Bill.
Yes.
What's going on? Is someone putting a roof on next to you?
Easy enough said that she just got to fixing to give birth to a baby boy.
Bill, when I stopped and asked Bill what was going on next to him, he thought that meant double time.
Easy enough said.
Wait a second. I am more interested in where the people are physically at who call this show than their problems. Bill, what is going on in the room that you're in right now?
I'm at work.
And what is that thumping?
That's a staple machine.
I see. And what do you... Well, hold on. I'm a genius because I said putting a roof on, and you would put a roof on with a staple gun. Yeah. But now, what are they stapling?
Books.
Books.
Making pamphlets.
Oh, they're binding those pamphlets together.
Right.
And then they're going to drop that junk off in my mail.
No, that's not for mail. They're for businesses. They're for businesses show you, like,
I see.
samples and stuff.
I see. Now, what do you do there?
I'm a parking lot attendant. I walk around, make sure no one's breaking into cars and so forth.
That's nice.
Wow.
And the only phone they let you use is by the stapler.
Actually, the stapler's probably about 100 feet from me. That's how
Wow.
loud it is.
Good times. Okay, so you're going to get divorced. You went to divorce court.
Right.
Who was the judge who presided over that?
Judge Babelina.
Judge Babelina.
Yes.
And quick draw the bailiff.
quick straw and Judge Bubba Louie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, so you so what happened? Then your wife sold your tools.
Right. She wanted to reconcile after that was over with. A friend of mine started sleeping with her, and he was married. And I tried to tell his wife about it, but she wouldn't listen. We got separate. We went our separate ways for a little while. Now she's pregnant with someone else's kid.
All right, and what she need you? What she want from you?
What she want from me? She's not telling me anything. She's trying to stay quiet and carry this kid to term.
Well, this is your ex-wife, right?
Say again?
Not the ex, because in divorce court they don't get divorced.
Oh, you never did get divorced in divorce court.
Divorce court says it's just a mediation, and you have to go file on your own.
Oh, so you never did get divorced.
Right.
Okay, so now she's pregnant with somebody else's seed.
Right.
And wants to do what? Have you raised a child?
No, she's being quiet about it. She's kind of like the reason when I found out about it, believe it or not, is my oldest daughter told me that Mama's having a baby brother for me.
Oh.
Okay.
And I can't get a hold of her because I don't know where she's at, and so forth.
Okay, but I'm still a little unclear as to whether this person is in your life or not.
I'm taking care of our children.
Right.
And she sends money to take care of the children.
Is she a
I'm trying
drug-
to see if I should go ahead and get a divorce from her.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Yes. And why? And she doesn't want to see her children?
Right now, she's under influence of controlled substances. And
All right.
Yeah, those are coming out of my mouth.
Okay. How many kids did you two brainiacs have?
2.
2. All right. And she's going to have a third kid.
Right.
Okay. Can we start putting labels? Can we start tagging these crazy bitches who just want to do drugs and get pregnant? Is there something we can do to them so they don't just walk around cranking out kids and leaving a trail of fetuses behind them?
I don't know. It's one of those things that cures your sign, you know.
All right. So I don't know what he said, but I'm moving forward.
Okay.
You're taking care of your 2 girls?
Correct.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Good.
You don't want another cycle of this to go.
Yes. Get
around.
a divorce. And get custody of those kids. And get a little further away from the stapler next time you call.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy. It's always a bad sign when you got one of those jobs that's more like you're not creating anything, you're not selling anything, you're not teaching anyone anything. You're just making sure some weirdo doesn't hop over a fence. Yeah, there's security. Don't get me wrong. There's the Secret Service. There's guys with earpieces and knives in their socks, and then there's like rock star security and all that. But then there's that. You look at the parking lot security, and make sure none of the employees are humping, doing drugs, or no one steals any stereos. And then you're just on a constant. You know what you're like? You're like one of those Polaris things in a pool. You just wander around, just bump off the side, bump back. Every once in a while, you get capsized, and a little squirt of urine flies up in the air. But that's it. You're just bumping around. I could go for that, really.
What are the kids' names? Let's find that out.
No.
Come on,
really?
that'll be good.
Okay. I say, and then these are girls. I say,
Nadine.
I say there's a Brittany in here.
Nadine and
I'm giving a Brittany. Bill?
Yes.
What are the girls' names?
Sarah and Joanne.
I knew it. All right, buddy boy. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, Bill's good people. Drew.
You did it.
Yeah. Had to whack the coffee mug against somebody. Drew, what's wrong with you?
Inhaled something.
You allergic to good radio? I'll take that as a yes. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew over there. 1-800-LOVE-191. I just took my muck-luck and kicked the thermostat off the wall.
How did you know that would come off so nicely?
No, I actually kicked it 3 times and I yanked it off the wall.
Oh.
The retard jackasses that run Westwood 1 don't seem to feel that there's a ventilation problem in this room, even though it's 1,000 goddamn degrees every effing night we do this effing show. So screw them. Stupid things on a timer, or it's got a lock on it, or we can't adjust it. What do they think? What's their worry?
that we'll do what we always used to do, which is turn it way up and it would freeze, and then the whole thing screws up.
Just fix the mother effing thing.
Yep.
The goddamn room we're in is the size of a goddamn habit trail.
Yeah.
They can't get the goddamn air going in here. Jesus effing Christ! When are we gonna get out of this witch's ass of a dump? God damn it! I'm so tired of this dump. Idiots at Westwood One, retards. Please have some dignity and fire us, would you? You a-holes. This dump you run over here with your crappy thermostat, jackasses. Jesus Christ, Drew. We got to sit in. Everyone who pops their head in here is like, "Ooh, it's gamey in here. Jeez, it's hot." Yeah, it sucks in here. Jeez, what the F is going on? And Drew, why aren't you angry, you puss? Just sitting there eating my almonds.
They're good.
Hacking phlegm all over my bad coffee. Stupid, crappy job. Try to get some goddamn decent coffee in this place. We could hit the bill for $80. Then Drew's reaching for his pocket. He's going to scratch himself in the ass.
Brian.
I know, but let's get someone else to pay for it. What the hell's going on here? Now look at me. I'm sweating.
Now it's completely shut off.
Good. Stupid dump. Please, somebody burn this dump down. Have some dignity. Stupid equipment falling apart. Really sucks. Let's just go move. Let's go. Jesus Christ, Drew. Is anybody going to do anything? I'm just going to yap and yap and yell and yell. I'm going to get stupid producer Ann with their goddamn move. How long have we been trying to move out of this dump? 6 months?
4 years.
4 years? What's going on? Drew, what do I got to do it? I got to set the deadline? That's it? Agents don't do anything?
It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, everything's going to happen. Everything's going to happen in this pit. Karen?
Hi.
Hey, baby. What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, Adam, I really think you should take up pot smoking or yoga because you always get very angry about everything.
You know why I get? You know what I get angry because I've been. How long have I been complaining about the heat in this room, Drew?
That's not something you complain about usually. I usually feel that one. I'm not used to you complaining about that. You complain about everything else about this place. That's for sure.
Hold on a second.
I'm not used to complaining about the heat.
Hey, Anderson, get off the phone and listen to this for a second.
Is he complaining about the heat?
Drew's not used to me complaining about...
Maybe you'll complain it to me or on the radio or something. I've not heard you that be the thing.
You've not heard me complain about the heat in this room? Not a normal thing you hear about from me? Hey, Anderson, you missed a great exchange there. I said, how long have I been complaining about the heat in here? And Drew said that's not something you normally talk about.
Yeah, we all complain about it. I know I do. I got to stick around afterwards, and it gets even hotter after you guys leave.
But it turns on at 10:30, and then there's no problem usually.
It's on and off, on and off. It's intermittent.
In fact,
Drew, what about...
it was been too cold last week.
The multiple tirades about the air conditioning freezing over.
Yeah. That's when
the whole me complaining about the heat in here.
That was about a year ago, though. When that happened.
About maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks was the last time, and that was the 19th time. He complains a lot.
Okay,
about it, and I'm with him because I'm in here sweating.
But is he coming there and complain to you?
He's never come in here and kicked the thing off, which I asked you not to do before you did it. I said, do not do that,
All
please.
right, it's on tape.
All right, anyway. I'm sorry I missed that. I missed that.
You missed it. You missed the last 10 years of the show.
No.
What do you mean? I've done it on the air. I've been doing it the whole time I've been here.
All right, then I'm
Drew, how many times have you seen the sweat streaming down my face and me screaming about how goddamn hot it is in
here? I've seen that
here?
a couple of times. Yeah. I'm
getting emergency calls now. I have to take.
I'm confused now. Drew,
don't cuss because I can't listen.
All right. Who are we talking to?
We were talking to Karen.
Oh, we were. Drew, I am dumbfounded about the heat thing. You don't know?
I remember you a couple of times complaining about it, but I don't remember you constantly complaining about that. I complain about the outside, the crappy equipment.
This is the oldest complaint of mine in this whole place is the heat. All right, go ahead, Karen.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if this is normal, but in order for me to orgasm during, self-manipulation or having sex like a guy, I have to think of insanely hot celebrity females.
Yeah, like who?
Britney Spears, Jessica Simpson, Pam Anderson.
Yeah, me too.
Like Carmen Electra, she's so hot. But anyways, is that normal?
Yeah.
Is that something with a body image?
Yeah, you don't think you're a lesbian?
No, No, not at all.
Yet there's a hesitation when you say no. No, not at all. No.
I mean, like, I've hooked up with girls before, but it's nothing like that I'd really do again if I wasn't really, really drunk.
You're lesbian.
What happened.
So for you, the female form has a very sexual connotation. So there you go.
All right.
That's fine.
That's good times. That's how it works for you. But I guess do you not think about guys because you don't want to get vulnerable with them?
I've always, like, found penises to be really disgusting.
Anything happen that we need to know about?
No, never.
But that certainly moves you away from the penis part of sexuality, right? Thinking about women and their sex. Yeah.
I like guys and everything. Like, I do a lot, but like sex is fun and stuff. But like for me to actually get somewhere, I have to think about chicks.
All right.
But not like my friends or anything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, unless you're friends with Britney Spears.
Just sexy things.
Do you have? Is Britney Spears that hot? By the way, she just seems kind of. She's got a nice white trash streak in her to me. It's nothing. I mean, she moves pretty good. She's, got a nice rack and decent ass, but a little horsey in the face, and I don't know. Just that's it. That's what we've all decided on her.
I'm with you. No, she's not that hot.
She's about 5'4", 5'5", and kind of okay. I mean, let's put it this way: Britney Spears, without being Britney Spears.
Right.
I mean, forget about all the choreography and the personal trainers and the wardrobe and the makeup and all. Just Britney Spears working at the Orange Julius at the mall.
Be average.
You wouldn't even slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, not for me. I'd do her just as,
Just to say you did?
Yeah. And then to, like, sue for palimony or something.
Yeah, of course.
Marissa?
Hello?
You're 29?
Yes, hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
You both have a pretty sexy voice.
Thank you.
You and a sexy bad boy way.
Yeah, I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, he's heard it tonight.
Nobody can kick a thermostat with a pair of Uggs like I can.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. By the way, it's not a great ass-kicking shoe, the yak skin with the big waffle end on it. You really look like a retard in these things. But go ahead.
Well, I got two questions. My first one is, I'll talk to the guy on the phone. I would like to ask Dr. Drew, how old can you still have kids if you're like 35 or 40?
30s are no problem. You may sometimes need a little assistance with the fertility treatment, but it's really 40 where things kind of fall out of bed.
So
it gets more and more unusual as you move into your 40s. It gets actually rare past the mid-40s.
Just saw an Indian woman who, in the paper, just cranked out a kid at 67
can
or
happen.
something like that.
It can happen, but one of the sort of misconceptions that women have is that they can have kids whenever they want. They can just focus on their career, and when they're ready to settle down and have a kid, then you can do it. Unfortunately, the biology just doesn't work that way. And you have to sort of pay attention to that, or you end up in your maybe something that's important to you sort of foregoing and not being able to get it back. If you're not, there's a woman that wrote a famous book, I forget what it's called now, about women not having pregnancies after 40. And she originally went out to just write about successful women, and she interviewed Oprah and Diane Sawyer and all these people. And the one thing they all had in common was they had no kids. They never were pregnant. And so she went back and said, "Do you have regrets about this?" And they all were pissed. Like, nobody told me. I wasn't prepared for that part. And so you do have to prepare for that.
Wait, who are they pissed? Who's Oprah pissed at?
They feel like they missed out on something very, very important to them that they can't get any other way.
Can't she just adopt
that their money
third world?
Can't get it back.
She could just adopt, like, South Africa or
Peru,
something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got a few years, baby doll.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico.
And the
like
29
that.
in Mexico.
Oh.
It's like, forget it.
Geez, you should have 70 kids by now. What's up?
You should have great-grandkids, right?
Right.
No, I just don't have any kids because I'm not married, so I haven't kids just because.
That's good.
Dr. Drew, my other question is, I was raised Catholic, so when you're Catholic, you gotta wait till you're married before you sleep with somebody, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I started dating a white boy when I was like 27.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what boy?
White boy.
White boy, okay. The gringo.
Gringo.
A gringo.
I started dating a white boy when I was like 27, so we were engaged to be married for like 2 years.
That's how he got her in the sack.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So I figure, okay, it's okay for me to
See, there you go.
We're gonna get married.
Right.
But it turned out to be that we didn't get married.
Right.
So this is the only guy that I've been to.
She didn't got married.
No.
Well, Drew, it's second language. Come on. Hey, Marissa. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine, baby. Not you're fine. You won't go to hell or nothing.
Yeah, it's all right that you had sex with the guy. Was that okay? Good relationship? Good relationship?
I'm sorry, what?
Was that relationship okay? Was it a good experience?
No, not really.
But I mean, forget the fact that he left.
No, well, yeah, I love him because he has problems. But my question is that, like, I get asked, guys ask me a lot.
Good.
But I'm scared to, like, you know what I mean? Like, try a new relationship, to sleep with somebody again. So I'm, like, scared about that. Is there something wrong with me, or
well,
is it the fact that I was raised Catholic?
No, it's not just that you're raised Catholic, because that's a nice value that you retain and sort of incorporate into what's important for you. What sounds sort of problematic for you is you seem very insecure, that you can't sort of function autonomously. You need somebody else.
Insecure myself.
Like you need somebody else telling you what you should and shouldn't do. You don't have a sense of that for yourself. And it's okay for you to date. It's okay for you to have relationships. And you need to do that. It's important. It's healthy. You're 29. Whether or not you have sex with that person will depend on that relationship. So it's all right. Just go forward. You don't need your parents. You don't need talk show hosts to tell you what to do. You're a competent person. Make your own decisions.
No,
you're good enough. You're smart enough.
And
darn
it.
Like it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a little break here. Tara, don't call me Tara. Goddamn, has been trying to put the thermostat back on the wall for the last 15 minutes.
Total lost cause.
Good.
The big bosses are coming down. You got some people to answer.
Good. Who cares, jackasses? Fire me, please. Put me out of my misery. Put this dump out of its misery. So I wish a small plane would just crash into this place. I mean, when Lycus was on the air, not us.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. We'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Josh Brolin and Tommy Shane Steiner, young up-and-coming country singer, should be in here. And just a couple of few. These guys are going to be racing with me in the celebrity race at the Toyota Grand Prix. Oh, it's nice and steamy in here. We get another couple of
the reality is it hasn't changed a bit in here. It was already like this in here.
Yeah.
It has not changed a bit in here.
Here's the part I find dumbfounding, Drew, that you don't know any of my heat tirades in here.
I didn't know it was a main thing for you at all. I mean, I feel like I'm the one I don't talk about it, but I'm uncomfortable, either too cold or too hot. I mean, how many times have I gone to that thing over the years and just said, we've got to do something about it?
Drew, what about the part, when you look at me and you see sweat pouring down my forehead, and I say I'm going to go dunk my head in the toilet.
A couple times I've seen that.
I'd say that the thrust of my tirades over the last 8 years have been over the heat.
At least once a week, Drew. What this means to me
is
weird
to
that
me.
When Adam starts to bitch, you just tune out. As soon as he starts to complain about something, you tune out.
Yeah,
well, I hear this place is a dump, and I hear that, and I hear that, and I hear that. Maybe I don't hear the specifics,
Don't hear the heat part. That's all I bitch about.
It's weird.
Drew, who runs hotter than me?
Nobody.
Okay.
And I've seen you sweat a couple of times, but
couple of times. Yeah. All right, buddy. All right. Hey, good times. Good times.
Right?
Yeah. Tara?
Yeah.
You're 14?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right. A week and a half ago, I had sex.
Yeah.
And my insides have been hurting, and I'm afraid I'm pregnant.
Okay. Have you gone to see a doctor?
No, because my mom would kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if you are pregnant?
Well, I don't know.
Do your insides hurt when you get pregnant?
No, but when you get an infection, they do.
Well, maybe also because he's bigger than me.
He's bigger than you?
Yeah.
What, was it a rape?
No. I mean, I'm not dating him or anything, but,
How old is this gentleman?
17, almost 18.
How long ago did this happen?
A week.
A week and a half ago.
A week and a half. All right, how come you're having sex with him if he's not your boyfriend?
Because we were doing community hours after church.
What does that mean?
We go to Montessori, and it's part of our church. My mom's born again Christian, so I have to go.
What does community hours mean?
Oh, it's so after church you go and you clean, and you dust the.
And so he
altars and stuff. And
do you do this? Where'd you do this?
Bent her over a pew.
What?
The nativity scene. Knocked a couple wise men aside, just boned her right there in the head.
Oh, no. No one uses it, but there's room, like, let's say, God forbid, your house burns down. Well, not God forbid, because, But,
I'm not following.
They got a room there, and
for someone like your house burns down?
I speak fluent, born-again, retarded teenager, I can tell you.
White trash retarded teenager.
There's a place in the church that if you're displaced, if there's a flood or your house burns down, I guess your family could crash there for
or something.
A week or so until you get back on your feet. Right there, Tara?
What happens is... All right,
Is it Tara or Tara?
Oh, Tara.
Tara.
Tara,
But no one says it. Well, like, that's not my whatever. Like, it's...
Hey, can you... Whatever. Hey, Tara?
Yeah?
Can you move away from the phone just 7/8 of an inch and speak a little more clearly, please?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right, so there's this room, right? And it's just for, like, whatever, like... people that come in who don't have anywhere to go or whatever, but no one uses it really. Like, I think it's been used once, and me and him were cleaning the beds on it, which have not been used.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, are you a virgin? And I said, sort of. And he was like, well, and he's really popular, and,
Sure.
So the tension from this guy was a big deal.
Well, I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but...
You didn't? Okay.
No, because I'm kind of small.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's not fat, but he's one of those really big muscular guys.
Uh-huh.
And I just felt kind of like, he kept on hurting my bones.
Your bones?
Yeah, because he was on top of me and stuff, and he kept on putting his hand really hard on my arm.
Yeah.
All right. Tara, what's going on?
All right, so, and if I'm pregnant, my mom... she wanted me to be a virgin until I'm married.
Well, this whole thing is sort of directed at Mom, isn't it? Because it certainly isn't anything for your own enjoyment.
My mom's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Here we go.
Right.
Well, what happened was, my dad was an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when I was 4, my mom divorced him, and she found the church. And she, like, became a really religious Christian. Like, we're not really allowed to talk about so much other than Jesus. And I can't even ask about my dad because that's her past life.
Oof.
Okay. All right. So you got crazy born-again mom. Okay, so listen. We'll make it fast. A, stop acting out or stop holding still for guys to hump you. B, just don't get on your crazy mom's bad side. Go through the motions. Stay in school. Get your grades good and go far away.
Drop out because my school is so...
Oh, Tara, listen.
All right. But
Tara,
listen, you got to go to the doctor. You got to get
But no,
checked.
I can't go to the doctor.
Okay, go to Planned Parenthood. They won't tell your
I
mom.
can't. No, I'm not joking. I can't get away from my mom.
Well, where is she right now? And how did you get pregnant?
Because I was supposed to be doing my community.
Well, during community, then go to the Planned Parenthood.
Yes. Go to Planned.
I couldn't do that because...
All right, well, what do you want us to do?
I don't know.
You want a...
you got to do something.
An immaculate abortion?
Well, what if I, like, jump down the stairs?
No,
come
there's
on.
nothing you can do by yourself.
Well, I just turned 14, in March.
Yeah.
So I only got my period once.
All right. So
you're probably not going to be pregnant.
But you may have an infection.
Go get a test from the drugstore.
You may have an infection. The fact you're having pain still. It's a disaster.
Really? When are we going to start treating these crazy born-again moms and dads? When is this going to be child abuse?
Maybe talk to some counselor at school, but you need some kind of help with dealing with the situation you're in because the behaviors you're manifesting now are heading you towards disaster, if not already brought you there.
Mark?
Yeah.
You're 29?
Yeah, that's right.
What's up?
I've been married for about 3 years now, and my wife and I seldom have sex. I mean, it's probably once a month. Sometimes it goes, periods like 3 months of nothing. I'm really into it, but she says that she's never really enjoyed it. And
my questions are going to my pecker.
Where are you from?
Actually, you mentioned it earlier. You said South Africa.
Oh, that's where you're from.
Yep.
Hey, good times.
Yeah.
And your wife just never was into sex.
Well, that's what she says. We got married fairly soon after we met. I proposed after 3 months, and we were married shortly later.
Right, hold on. We got to get into this a little bit.
Okay. You could just... She says she's not into sex, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right.
I mean, you just take her at her word and leave it be.
Well, I don't know, but him telling me when they got married doesn't really help me. I just want to make sure I know where she stands.
Right.
And then we'll go ahead and take this one apart. But Josh Brolin and Tommy Shane Steiner are both here. The guys I'm going to be doing some racing with this weekend, and we'll bring them in and get to the bottom of them and talk about the Toyota Grand Prix this weekend, and then we'll get back to Mark and his pickup after this. Everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Josh Brolin and Tommy Shane Steiner both joined us in the studio. These are my compadres from the Toyota Celebrity Race coming up this weekend in Long Beach.
Can you say that again?
Toyota Celebrity Race in Long Beach. And they were out doing a function tonight, I guess, out in Long Beach, but as soon as it wrapped up, they were nice enough to come out here and spend some time with us. Now, Tommy, this is your first race, right?
Yes. Probably my last, too.
I don't know. Tommy's actually
he's
going
actually very good.
Going real good. We had some good laps over there in Willow Springs.
You and he?
Yes, me and
nice.
me and Tommy. And Josh, of course, you've heard me speak about before. Probably...
He was most impressed, Josh. Well, the fact that you had your own racing shoes. That was the first thing that got through.
He's got everything. He's got his helmet,
You know
his
what?
gloves.
Yeah, but
Adam,
the shoes,
Adam had
the shoes.
his own racing shoes, but they weren't, worn in. They were brand
Now they're worn in.
No, let me tell you something about Adam. He pretends like he has no idea what's going on with the race car. He's like looking down at the gear shift going, now how does this thing work?
He has that voice, though, of like, I don't really get it.
Right.
But he's good.
But he's excellent.
Oh, that's just a little.
He's one of the best.
A little. Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
Coming from one of the best.
The amateurs out there.
High praise. Yeah. Well, it's true. There's those
Really?
of us who've not
he kept
done it
talking
before.
about the race car drivers that are out there.
Oh,
and how
yeah?
he beats the crap out of them.
No,
he has.
no.
So he builds confidence in here.
I said. What have
they
I
were
been
women,
saying?
though. They were women.
I've been saying that the NASCAR chicks who are used to going in a circle are not as fast as the road racing. Now, Milka, who's the road racing chick, is
and what a looker, huh?
plenty fast. Yeah, she is a burlap sack full of bobcats, we used to say. But I think Josh is the fastest guy out there. Now, Tommy, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think he is. It's a good thing we got a 30-second head start.
Yeah,
you guys got a big head start.
They're handicapping?
What they do is
a 30-second handicap.
They take the pros and they put them behind. And somebody was telling me, though, I won't say any names, but one of the veterans was saying that 30 seconds. Don't bother with that.
It's somewhere
pros
like
catch right up.
it's somewhere like 20.
They catch right up to you.
No. There's a little. I mean, there's not much of a cheat going on. We try to respect the.
Well, now how long will it take the pros to catch up to the amateurs normally? Is it a couple of laps?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who are you talking? Are you talking about Buzz Aldrin? Or are you talking about yourself?
Well, let's say
Buzz is fast.
Buzz is not. He is fast. He crashes though.
Yes,
Didn't
he does.
Crash? He was the only one who crashed.
He hates to take his foot off the gas.
The guy can go to the moon, but he can't drive very well. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade.
It's really hot in here.
Yeah. All right.
Y'all
don't get me started.
Please be quiet.
Have you been? Yeah.
Yes.
Has he been mumbling and grumbling all?
Yes. There's been some heat issues.
You weren't aware what happened?
Tommy pointed out the gate, the massive gate of footsteps that we figured out was your foot, right, within the anger of walking into this heated room.
Yes, it is. It is like working in a crock pot. I've been complaining about this for 8 years, and my cries.
It's kind of amazing
in
here,
ears.
man. I mean, if anybody who called in knew what you guys were experiencing right now,
in terms of this.
I think they'd be a lot happier.
So it's been like this for 8 years.
Yes, it has, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Wow.
All right, so let's talk before we get back to the phones here. So, Josh, now, Josh, you have you've won the celebrity race. Was that in 2000?
2000.
And this will be your third third.
Yeah.
And Tommy's first, and then Josh is also doing some professional racing, right, or testing?
With Paul Genelosi for the Trans Am Series.
How does that work? How does the car testing work? I always hear guys talking about
They'll test tires, and they'll test brake pads, they'll test, a variety of different parts on a car, and then they'll go out for a day or 2 days or 3 days to like Phoenix Speedway or whatever speedway that they can lease for the day, and they'll put me in the car for 4 or 5 hours.
And what are you driving?
What
does it vary?
It's a Jaguar XKR.
And it's the one that
the cars that we drive have 180 horsepower. The cars, their cars are 650 horsepower.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little. And I saw the Jag, by the way, that Josh is speaking of. Me being a little bit of a gearhead, seen it was parked out there a few weeks ago.
Right.
And it is. Our cars are street cars that have a cage and some tires on them, but these cars are
our cars are basically
race
like
cars.
a family Volvo.
Right, compared to these, certainly. I mean, these things are sort of scary just to sort of poke your head into them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just nothing but
Dr.
bars
Drew
and
doesn't
cages.
seem really too interested in this. Have you been talking about it all week?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah.
Well, we had Paul Tracy in here last week.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah.
How was that? That must have been interesting.
Well, Paul is not exactly an auctioneer, but a good guy. We've had him in here on a number of occasions, and I do find, and Drew, you tell me if you find this true too, race car drivers, by and large, are sort of reserved guys. I mean, they're crazy in their profession, and they're crazy on the track, but they're sort of...
They get it all out in the driving.
It's quite like the way you expect like a bounty hunter to be.
Yeah.
They got the faraway look in the eye.
Yeah.
No, it's like Midnight Run. It's like De Niro, the silent... Yeah, right?
It's as if they're stalking their prey.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't go that way with...
You, on the other hand, don't fit that.
No.
Do you?
No, I guess I don't. But it'll...
Because you're obnoxious and fast.
I'll be slow on the track.
Oh, will
Don't
you?
worry.
Okay, excellent.
Don't worry.
Excellent.
Josh and I had some great laps up there.
We
Josh,
did. He was amazing.
Josh,
he was truly amazing.
Josh,
a stellar driver.
Josh is quite a bit faster than I am, but I find if I cut him off...
No, if you ever start in front, I mean, nobody can pass him. He's hard to pass.
He's very hard to pass. And it rained a little bit. You talked about the rain, I would imagine, and the sideways driving that you...
No, not on the air, I don't believe. But we did do some laps in the pouring rain, and it was really fun because the cars would sort of get sideways. So
biggest smile I've ever seen on a human being, man.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Wow.
So we got that to... and it may rain this weekend, but they say...
I hope so.
Probably not Saturday, though.
Yeah,
possibly Saturday. They say.
Possibly.
And, you never know in Long Beach.
And what do you guys think of Josh? Does that bother you? Do you look? I mean, doesn't it sort of separate the men from the boys a little bit?
With what?
In regards to racing and skill and that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, when rain comes into it and all that, it does. It all comes down to skill, and then you can no longer rely on, what you've learned in the last 4 days or whatever we did in Lancaster.
Right.
So when it rains, it becomes very touchy, it becomes very technical, and it's easy to catch up to you guys.
And well, I'll probably be going the other direction, actually, if it rains. But... Now, what about car racing? And then I'll ask Tommy about this. But I'll ask Tommy first. Have you been sort of bitten by the bug? Do you want to get into this now?
Oh yeah, I would totally quit my job right now and start racing cars if somebody let me.
Yeah, it's kind of fun and kind of it's almost like a little bit of a drug, right?
It is.
Kind of get into it. And
because even though these cars have 180 horsepower, but if you pass somebody going 5 miles an hour. Your heart's racing and your adrenaline's pumping, and especially out there, there's gonna be like 90,000 people watching our race.
Yeah,
I mean it's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I imagine the adrenaline will be pumping. And Josh, now obviously you're working as an actor, but would you go full time into racing if you could, or can you?
I love the way you set that up. Obviously, you're working full time as acting. But you might want to think about racing.
Well, I mean, you're out there with the pros.
No, man, I love racing. And if I wasn't as greedy as I am, I would do it full time. But I make a good living acting. So, yeah. Right. I mean, this series came up. I had to stop driving for Genelosi for 8 months. And now I'm back into it. And who knows? I mean, if I could make a great living at driving, I think I'd do it. So, you're a gearhead. I'm a gearhead. I grew up with it.
Right.
Your
dad did the.
My dad
did
raced.
the race, right?
I grew up with Don Perdome in drag racing, Tom McEwen, the Mongoose. I grew up with Rick Mears. I grew up with Dan Gurney. I grew up with all the big racers, you know.
Yeah, just like me, except for you replace all those guys with my idiot uncle Ralph, who lived in a one-bedroom in Santa Monica and liked to play pinochle.
With his '69 Camaro?
No, I don't think he even had a car. I think he had a bus pass. But other than that, the exact same upbringing. I'm going to kick my dad in the nuts so hard. Why weren't you James Brolin, you son of a bitch? All right, let's get to the phones here and speak to Mark, who's 29. Mark?
Yeah, how's it going?
What's up?
Adam, I just want to back you up there a little bit earlier. You were saying how hot it is, and I've heard you probably about 100 times mention how hot it is.
Thank you. See that, Drew?
It's interesting. I must...
You tune out when I talk.
Yeah, I must. Well, that part, yeah.
We're like an old Jewish couple. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, yeah, anyway, I was saying earlier that, my wife and I have been married for about 3 years. She seldom wants to actually, have sex. And if ever, I have to obviously initiate anything, because if I leave it up to her, it'll never happen.
But you said you knew already when you got married that she's just had sort of announced that she wasn't into sex.
You know what? You know how it's like in the beginning of a marriage, or actually the beginning of a relationship before we got married. We were like the whole honeymoon phase, and things were going well.
How long did that last for?
Probably about 3 months, but that's before we got married.
And then immediately upon marriage, everything just shut down.
My questions are going to my pecker.
Yeah, even from the honeymoon, nothing really from then on.
All right. Do you ever ask her about it?
Yeah, all the time.
What'd she say?
She says that she's just not really into it that much, but it's kind of strange because the times that we do actually, start fooling around or having sex, she seems really into it, at that stage. And,
And how often are you doing it?
Sorry?
How often are you having sex?
Oh, probably once a month. That would be a lot.
And do you try? Do you try like once a week?
Or like once every second night.
And she turns you down?
Oh, yeah.
Is she on medication?
No.
Does she have any medical problems?
No.
Do you have any weird history, any abuse or anything?
No, nothing. I've asked her about that. I confronted her about that, and she said, nothing whatsoever. She actually has a very good upbringing. She comes from a very prominent family, and...
How about like a Mercy BJ every once in a while? Is she up for that?
Nah.
No.
Oh.
No. No, it doesn't like oral either way.
Ooh.
No. Wow.
By either way, you mean receiving or giving?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a push. That's a push. I'm willing to call that one a push and walk away from it. But I think you're going to have to tell her that this is a problem that needs to be resolved.
Well, we spoke about it, and she realizes it's a problem. She admits that it's a problem, but, maybe I'm looking at Dr. Drew now as to what is the next step. How do we go about resolving
I think if it's a deal breaker for you, you have a formal evaluation. You get a couples, see a couples therapist, and see if there's something more going on here.
Okay.
Because it doesn't sound like there's a lot of discussion about what this means to you or where this comes from with her. She just sort of completely shuts you down and says, it's just the way I am.
Right.
And no attempt to compromise, no reciprocity in the relationship, or her to sort of acknowledge what your needs are and come to terms with them. It's just not that way.
Right.
That's not okay. And if she's not willing to work on it, then there's not a relationship, and things could be in big trouble.
All right. You start banging her sister. Moses?
Yeah.
You're 22?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, basically, about a month ago, I went out of town. I went to a college town here in Minnesota, and I went to go
college town in Minnesota. Yeah. Where would that be, Adam?
Duluth, Minnesota.
Duluth.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I always think of that as a college town.
Yeah. Port town, college town. So I roll up there, whatever, and we're at this party. And there's this girl there, and I can't get her off of me, basically. That doesn't normally happen to me. But she was all over me, and she invited me back to her place or whatever, which was nice because I was going to crash on my buddy's couch, but I got to sleep in her bed. But she, we were fooling around or whatever, and she ended up going down on me. And when I first, initially, when she went down on me, I was hard, but about halfway into it, or I don't know exactly how far into it, but throughout some time when I was getting head,
Whoa.
sorry about that.
That's all right. Just get to it. What's the problem?
basically it went soft, and I mean, I was excited, and I mean, I wasn't nervous or anything.
All right.
Yeah, that's great noise.
Yeah. So you were drunk. Were you drunk?
I had about like 2 or 3 beers.
No. That ain't
Smoking
gonna do
pot?
Yeah, definitely.
You were smoking a lot of pot. Were you doing anything else?
No, just weed and booze.
All right, so the pot works against you a little bit.
Yeah.
But
the booze is fun.
Was the fact that it was a situation that was an entirely new territory for you, in that you were not the aggressor, that you were sort of out of control and helpless in that what was happening to you? You think that might have had an impact on you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
because you went out of your way several times that this never happens to me. I'm not used to this. This is kind of unusual, and to have a girl aggress against you or towards you might feel really uncomfortable on some level.
Are you saying he felt emasculated?
Not emasculated so much, just like at the control of somebody else.
Penis was caught off guard.
Which
would be emasculated, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily, just vulnerable.
Did you feel emasculated?
no, I mean, that's not the case at all.
Just say yes for Josh, would you?
No, I mean, a lot of guys just feel like, look, hey, this girl's like, I'm been swept into this thing by her. I don't know if I really want to be into this, but game on.
Yeah,
exactly. And now my penis is in her mouth. It's like, hey, we got it.
To me last night.
We got
it. It was a huge turn on. But for some guys, it's not.
Well, some guys are like, hey, we got to get out of here. You and I, me and Mr. Penis, we got. Yeah, who knows what could happen? Never had this happen before.
Not being the Neanderthal.
All right, wait a second. Look, this happens to the best of Drew. I was going to say us, but then that would have implicated me. So, why don't you just get over it and move on?
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
Just pick your penis up, dust your balls off, and move on.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I mean,
just blow them off.
Blow those balls off and move on.
Okay.
You got to get those balls right back up in the saddle if they fall off that horse, all right?
Right on.
Yeah, this can happen. Guys get a little caught off guard.
No big deal.
Yeah, a little weed. Yeah, weed is, I used to be able to handle it better. Now I start getting a little weird. All I want to do is go home and watch TiVo. I can't do anything more than that. You know, was I telling you guys what... I got, Jesus Christ. God. Last week, I'll tell you what, I don't know who was, I was over at Jimmy's show, and Mike Tyson was doing the co-hosting, you know. And Mike Tyson, I know it's going to sound shocking to all of you, but travels with a posse.
No.
Yeah, he's got a new tattoo.
Really?
I know, you think
Posse
a guy would
like
fly completely solo, right?
Yeah.
No, large posse.
Like a bunch of musicians or something?
No,
posse.
Bodyguards to protect him.
Yeah, bodyguards. Ironically, the guys who can kick the most ass have the most bodyguards.
Are you mispronouncing posse? Is it men or is it women?
It's men.
It's men.
It's a large posse he travels with, and some of these guys had that munitions grade weed, like some of that stuff that the government deals out for cancer patients.
Nice.
Is that the good stuff? Is that like the purple hair, the yellow hair?
All I know is I got baked.
In your reference,
I got baked off my ass. I didn't even know where I was.
You were getting high with Mike Tyson?
No, he wasn't there.
It was entourage.
It was the guy that follows him around and says, "Hey, Mike, you're the best."
Yeah, it's one of the. Well, he has like 15 of those guys. This was number 11. Before you knew it, I was standing upstairs in Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters dressing room.
Is that when that happened?
Yeah. What happened was I called Dave Grohl's fiance a floozy about 6 months ago.
That's
when
sweet.
I didn't know what was going on.
That's sweet.
It's a long and convoluted and complicated story. But next thing you know, I'm baked off my ass. There's Dave Grohl. There's his fiance and his fiance's parents. And they all want to know why I called her floozy. And my eyes are spinning around like a slot machine. And anyway, so everyone wanted to go out after that and go to the whiskey bar. And it's like,
Was there any answer from you at all, or no? It was just kind of
you stood there.
hum.
I was like,
hum.
I like toast. I was a big Nervosa fan, and I love those Jew fighters. So I didn't know what I don't know what I said. I would have to keep a stenographer there to figure out what I was talking about.
Her parents were in the room?
Her parents were there, yeah. And it's like, oh, so you call my daughter a floozy. Yeah.
No.
Uncomfortable.
Imagine worse, it was you walking up and going, hey, about me calling your girlfriend a floozy. The parents, I beg your pardon?
Yeah, it was not good.
I love that they knew that there was
it was not pretty.
Dialogues long before they saw you.
Yeah, he remembered. Yeah, he knew. So anyway, I had to go home and maintain. And
With your wife?
I do that with TiVo. What's that?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, my wife was standing there, and I told Dave to call her a whore or something. You know, let's even the score out a little bit. He said he's too big a gentleman, and then I really started spinning out. Now it's like I got to go home and watch. I got to watch 2 TiVos now. So
was he mad?
He was mad in a sort of ball busting kind of way, you know, but not in a. But again, I was so baked.
Not like he was gonna like physically beat you or anything.
No, it didn't seem to be that way. But you never know. I don't read people
her dad
that well.
though. Her dad was definitely there to do something like that. Probably.
He probably had like a Derringer in his shoe or something that he was reaching for. But I just got the hell out of there. So that's my strategy. But the point is I can no longer focus with weed. So I'm off it, Drew.
How long has it been?
It's been 4 days now.
4 days.
5 days.
Well, except for this afternoon.
Oh, Drew, no.
All right,
no,
it's official.
I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
That's
From
good.
I haven't
now on,
smoked weed in like 12 years.
pills and booze. That's it.
Absolutely.
12 years. Yeah,
Pills
you
are
get
great.
older. You get too much stuff going
The
on.
thing
It
with
freaks
pills,
you
if
out.
you take pills for too long, you can't dump for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you get a little constipated.
A little bit.
Drew, is there a pill I can take for the constipation? For
That's
the pills?
that's the easy part.
That's the easy part. The pill is the easy part?
No, well, it depends what pill you're taking. Some pills
Can't you have an
stop-
aneurysm?
Some pills you stop and you'll have diarrhea.
Oh,
So it depends what you're taking.
All right.
I don't mind having pills and having diarrhea at the same time. That seems worth it.
Seems like a small price to pay to cop a
Absolutely.
good buzz.
It's especially useful if you're needing your reflexes and your wits about you. So
There you go.
race car driving would be
Yeah,
the
you
right,
can't race cars.
be the right kind of person to be taking pills.
Nah, they tell you to relax in there, Drew.
Well, that'll make you relax. Yeah.
Hey, Josh the caller. Josh?
Yeah.
You're 18?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, bro, I was wondering if that race on Saturday is going to be televised.
Yeah, how does that work?
It's like a month
later.
after, but then they play it. Then they play it like 100 times throughout the year.
Is it ESPN? So they will. They will
That's
film.
so not the sound effect to have right now.
They will.
Anyway.
Come on, you're bringing the boys down. They came in here with a nice buzz from the party, and now you're bringing them down.
Yeah. Speaking of buzz,
Just keep doing it throughout
that's
the whole
Buzz's
show.
sound effect.
Oh yeah, Buzz Aldrin makes that sound when he drives. All right, Josh, it'll probably be on ESPN in about a month. All right.
Nope.
All right. Good times. Tommy Shane Steiner is here along with Josh Brolin, both my racing compadres for this weekend at the Toyota Grand Prix at Long Beach. All right, come on. Josh is going to have an epileptic seizure if you keep playing this.
It's true, man. I did. I just had a bubble
Here's the beauty of Engineer Anderson is if you'd announced that you really enjoy that sound, we wouldn't have heard it.
We wouldn't have heard it ever again. I'm sure.
That's right.
I've seen the tattoos.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Tommy Shane Steiner is in here, and Josh Brolin. These guys are going to be doing the celebrity race with me at the Toyota Grand Prix this weekend in Long Beach, so we thought it'd be fun to have them out. And I'll give a couple of plugs for the guys. Mr. Sterling is the name of Josh's show. NBC, 8 o'clock Friday nights, and Tommy has himself a CD out called Then Came the Night. Which
And a
is,
hit song.
And a hit. And,
You know what? Listen,
yes.
I have no problem saying this. Every year I watch the race, and there was always one guy that I go, how in the hell did he get the race?
Yes.
And this year, it's me.
Oh, it's you.
No, it's
I thought it was
totally
going to be
me.
me.
Oh, all right. No.
It's like when you're playing poker and you don't know who the...
Yeah, but don't they try to? Don't they
show.
want to get
Yeah,
somebody
it's
from?
you.
Isn't the idea to get some people from the race world, from the music industry, from acting?
Yeah, but I just started.
From radio.
From radio.
I mean, I just started a year ago, so...
Yeah, well,
for them to pick me was kind of.
You gotta.
I'm glad to listen. I'm happy to
Adam
be
felt
here.
the same way, maybe.
About
Did you feel the same way?
About Adam being picked?
Yeah.
He's been yelling about this every year, and it's been about why the F can't they get me?
Please,
I'm
me.
bigger than that Tommy Steiner guy.
Oh, baby.
I never brought his name up
Because he didn't know who I was.
I'm a
That's right.
gearhead. Oh yeah.
Every year.
Well, it's always the knife is twisted a little bit because every year we have race car drivers who are doing the race, and every year I go down and watch it.
And then when
you go down and watch the Long Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, and especially when the guy, what's his name from Fresh Prince, when he won it a couple times, all year long.
Oh, yeah.
Adam
Why?
couldn't stop
Because he
talking about
felt like he could beat him.
Of course.
No,
Are you going to
no.
win this race, Adam?
No.
Are you going to win this race?
It's
If he doesn't crash.
I have as good
That's
a
what he told me last
chance.
night. That's what he said last night.
You know what?
Is
He's right.
most the field. Although, here's the thing I've figured out about the field out there. Now, and you're talking about Alfonso Ribeiro,
Yes.
right?
Oh, right.
Now
right.
he's supposed to be a really good driver.
Well, he's
I know
professional
you
now,
ultimately discovered that, but at the time, you were going on about it.
No, but
All
I
you know
never.
is he was Ricky Schroeder's sidekick or something.
I never
Was
said
winning the races.
I never said I was going to beat anybody. I said these guys aren't celebrities anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. How dare you, Drew? Here's the thing that
I knew it was something where you were better.
Here's the thing that surprises me, or is interesting about the field. There's, I don't know, 13 or 14 people racing.
I believe there's 15
I believe there's 12 now.
No, that's not true. There's 15 now.
Well, there's a couple of people that probably are what you would call slow, but a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's sort of basically the other 10, 11 people that are all sort of
all kind of
within a second or two of each
and
other.
then there's the fast
Per
celebrities. Not the pros. Forget about the pros. But the fast celebrities would be what? You, Tony Potts, who now has a broken
Oh, thank God.
back.
They broke Tony Potts' shoulder
Listen, let's not
last
talk
night
about this,
wrestling.
all
Drew.
right?
As a doctor, I'm sure you have some ideas about this, but Tommy
So you're kind of in the forefront.
and his
of
cohorts got drunk.
It wasn't
and,
just me. No, I think if you're going to mention me, I should say that it was Jeremy McGrath.
Jeremy McGrath and Tommy got a little loaded with Tony Potts of was he on Entertainment Tonight?
No,
Access
Access.
Hollywood. And got drunk, went up in the room, and gave him a pile driver right into the floor, and he cracked
he's
his
out.
shoulder.
He's
Nice.
Now he's in a sling.
He's in a sling.
Right.
And on
And he's
morphine.
racing?
And on morphine.
No, he's not racing. That's good.
Yeah.
Now we got to get that Peekaboo Street out of there.
Yeah,
She's
she's
good,
fast.
isn't she?
really is.
I think she's fast. I've not really been on the track
I have.
around her. She is
Yeah,
fast, isn't
I
she?
couldn't catch her.
Yeah, I think she's pretty fast, and she
Adam's
should
kind
be.
of myopic when he gets out there. It's all about him. It's kind of a narcissistic thing for
Hey,
him.
although I saw you in turn one, I don't know if you remember this. You went up onto the side and spun around.
Is this thing on?
No, that wasn't me.
No, that was
Oh,
Steve.
you don't remember doing that?
No, that was
That was Steve.
That was
Was
Steve.
it Steve?
Yeah, I haven't really lost it yet. Although I maybe should have a couple times.
Do you guys have to qualify tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is qualifications, right?
What time is that?
Tomorrow
10?
that's
3
No, I think the race is
something.
like 3 in the afternoon.
No. The race is on Saturday.
I mean the
Qualifying tomorrow, I
qualifying's
think
like
is
3.
3 something.
Right.
So you're gonna get plenty of sleep, Adam?
No, I'm not going to get any sleep.
No, he
No,
doesn't
because
need
I got to leave at like 8 in the morning or something like that. All right, well, good times. Let's move forward here and speak to Megan, who's 18. Megan,
Onward.
Hi.
what's up?
Well, I had a threesome with my boyfriend and one of my really good friends the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I have known each other for, well, actually, all of us have known each other for like 8 years or so.
Right.
So, as far as I know,
Since you were
we're all
10, that's quaint.
free and clean, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Friendly fire.
But the last, like yesterday, I started getting really irritated and like rashy, and I am not one to ever get rashes,
Mhm.
you know?
Did you see something?
Did I see something?
Can you see a rash?
I can't see it.
Well, it's red, yeah. Like, my clip's red.
Wow.
Okay.
And
I love
it's-
this show.
What color was it before?
Well, I mean, like, it wasn't as deep of a red, you know what I'm saying?
I see.
It's, like, more bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
I see.
Okay.
And this was you and your female friend
Yes,
and your boyfriend.
yes.
And did your boyfriend get to have sex with your female friend?
No, he didn't do that.
What did he get to do with her?
He fingered her, went down on her.
Yeah, that's not sounding like...
How long ago?
Did he get any oral sex from her?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. And
Yeah, he got oral from both of us.
was that okay with you?
Yeah, we worked it all out fine.
Okay. And you're okay with the relationship? You're no feelings about this?
Is your leg
Oh,
shaking?
no. We're going to get married one of these days.
You are.
Don't,
God willing.
Yeah, don't necessarily count on that. But be that as it may. All right, what's the question?
Well, basically, I was just curious. I mean, like...
Is that
I
a
don't
good thing?
believe- What?
Nothing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I don't believe...
You're
I
lesbian.
mean, I doubt it's herpes, because there's not any kind of, like, you know,
Yeah.
blisters or anything. But I was curious if it's maybe just because I didn't wash it well enough. But
it's just the clitoris?
Yeah, it's just a clit.
Well, it got worked over like a speed bag for 2 hours. It's a little irritated. That's all.
Yep.
But it never did that before, and I'm used to getting worked over.
Yeah, but now this is a tag team match. You got 2 people working you over.
Well, you gotta wonder whether or not there is something infectious going on. It's certainly possible that you got exposed to some herpes, or maybe even just a yeast infection.
Well, it would have to come from the girl, right?
I guess so, but you'll know with time here. In other words, if you start to get a more general,
maybe it was just a good time.
Okay, it's kind of like weird because I don't remember quite what it looked like before, but it's like kind of swollen a little.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean you don't remember what it looked like before? Yesterday.
Well, I mean, like, there's like, details. Like, I looked at it in the mirror today, and I was looking really close.
I see, and you haven't done that in a while.
Right, I haven't.
Whiteheads on it.
Maybe because all this happened, you're just focusing on it more.
Who's in the background?
Is that him?
Is that him in the background? What's he saying?
His name, Neil.
Neil? All right.
Neil. We'll call him Neil.
Guys named Neil don't have threesomes.
That's like Tab Hard-On.
Hello? Guys named
Like an
Kurt
alias.
have threesomes. Neil?
Exactly, Neils
They don't get threesomes.
No, Neils are alone.
Hey, Neil?
Yeah.
All right, so you had the threesome.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I guess so.
You guess so.
You guess so.
She's a pretty tough nut to crack there, Neil. What? It wasn't a good time for you, or you just don't want to say too much in front of your girlfriend?
It was fine.
All right, you going for another one?
No.
No. Why not?
Not at all.
You refuse that from now on?
Because there's drama afterwards.
What kind of drama?
Interesting. What happened?
What kind of drama?
Like an hour talk in the car on the way home.
Saying
she
what?
just said it was cool.
What was the dialogue? What did the dialogue sound like?
Are we going to do that again? No.
No, so she didn't...
That's 3 seconds of the dialogue. What was the rest?
Her kind of complaining and me wanting to go home. I was tired.
Yeah, I see. I see. It had a workout. And so Megan is not going to let you have another one?
No.
Okay. Why are you guys going to get married?
That's the plan.
Oh, boy.
All right.
That is the plan.
All right. Don't have any kids for a while, right?
That's also the plan.
A long while. Like 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, what? She should go to the gynecologist and
give it a couple days.
That's what I told her. I was telling her to go check it out by a doctor, but just with curiosity, I told her to call the show and see what's up.
All right, it's probably nothing. Probably, but I'm much more concerned about the relationship than I am her clitoris.
Really, Drew? Normally, it's the other way around with you. You focus on the clitoris.
That's all I focus on. But tonight, this relationship is in trouble. So.
All right. And Drew, what about running things off? You know, you twist your ankle a little on the basketball court.
Run it off.
Coach tells you to run it off. What
Yeah,
about the
I was.
clit?
Yeah, oh, sure.
Just run that off?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Run through it, I think is what we'd say.
Beth?
Hello?
You rub a little dirt on it and run that right off.
Hold on.
Beth?
Yeah?
You're 19?
Yeah.
What's up?
Not much. So my question is, I went to the gyno today actually, and I was getting like my normal like pap smear stuff done to like make sure I could stay on my birth control pill, and she told me like I looked a little red down there, and so like I got a little concerned because I have recently had unprotected sex, and then like she's like, but I don't know if it's like an infection or something, or if it's just because like you're a redhead and you're like fair complected. Like, can your like
You got a burn in your vagina, a sunburn in the vagina?
yeah, like can like your redhead like fair complexion really like carry
pale.
through down to like
No.
okay, so like
Didn't Lucy have discolored
I met her
vulva?
once.
Did you?
I did. I think she was in her 80s at the time, and
there
it seemed very pale.
But there was that
It's
episode.
unlike any I've ever seen.
What's the crazy inflamed clit episode of Lucy?
And I think William Holden was in it, so to speak.
All right.
Vitamin D Vegemin.
Really? You met? Oh,
Beautiful.
you couldn't have met Lucille Ball in her 80s because I think she died at like 73.
Well, then I met her at 72.
But she probably looked like she was in her 80s.
At least that part did.
Hey, Beth.
yeah.
We got to run it off. I don't know.
Beth, it's probably an infection, and that's. Did they do cultures?
They did a pap smear. Like, I don't know. Like, do they usually do, like...
No, they don't usually. Was it a doctor you were saying?
Well, it was at the school health center, so, like...
Everybody has
like,
an infection.
We joke around, like, say, like, it's like McKill-me, like, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So, do you have any symptoms?
Well, like, I've been kind of irritated.
Yeah, you should go. If you should call back and they go back, in fact, and see if they did culture, and if not, ask to get evaluated, or at least get some empiric treatment.
What is up with the vagina? Is it not meant to accept a penis? I mean, it seems like everyone who has sex
Here's
gets
the deal.
disease.
This is why.
Yeah.
This is really why we have the sort of social and sort of religious mores that we have, is because the vagina was not meant to accept a lot of penises. It's supposed to take with one over time. You start taking multiple penises, you could die. And before antibiotics, you as a parent, you would know the urges of your kids, and you go, and you can't do this, because if you do, you could die. You get pelvic inflammatory disease, get abscesses.
What about Jenna Jameson?
Yeah, what about her, Drew?
The point is that there's a historical, medical, biological imperative for a lot of our social attitudes. Now, we develop antibiotics, we develop birth control pills, and all of a sudden that becomes sort of archaic. Then nature steps in again and brings us HIV. All of a sudden, it's a reminder that's where all those attitudes came from.
And yet you feel like there's no such thing as a nymphomaniac, right?
No, there's of course there's sexual addiction, sexual compulsions.
No,
In fact, I treat them every day, and that's a very common thing. But the fact, though, is that I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that the reality is our social attitudes come from a history of biological imperatives.
But don't you find that some women are more irritated than others in sex, like one girlfriend you may have at one time in your life?
Yes, vaginal irritation is different.
And there are certain women who literally are never irritated no matter how much sex you have.
That is true, but that's irritation, which is entirely different than a life-threatening infection, which were very, very common at one time.
Right.
And you get tubal infections, you get tubal abscesses.
So would that stuff kill you in the past?
Absolutely. Well, listen, 1 out of 5 women died in pregnancy and childbirth.
No, I know.
So
in the past, everything killed you.
Well, everything sexual did, and that's again, if you're a parent, you know your kid's going to catch something, even a pregnancy, that could kill them. You're like, don't do that. You'd be freaked out. You're like, God's going to get you if you do that. You see, God will make you die if you know, and that's where those attitudes came from.
Well, he came up with AIDS to punish the gays, right? That's what Drew says.
I'm just saying that biology keeps stepping in.
Off the air. Of course, he would never say that on there, and he tells me not to talk about it, but I have heard him say multiple times.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a little break. Josh Brolin is here. Tommy Shane Steiner here. All guys who I'm going to see, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. And hopefully, then again after that as well. Drew?
If you don't crash.
That's right.
Yeah.
Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Next week, we got some good guests. Sum 41's going to be in here. Chevelle, Foo Fighters. Oh, that'll be good. Pete Yorn's going to be in here. And
who is Pete Yorn?
Pete Yorn is a singer-songwriter who's
big hair.
Big hair, and he's got a big guitar, and he's pretty good.
Is he good?
Hey, how you doing? Ooh, look at your hair.
Jake Busey's coming in here later, and the Donnas, who we've not met yet, but another pretty good up-and-coming band. Tommy Shane Steiner is in here tonight. Josh Brolin is in here tonight. They're going to be the Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix coming up this Saturday in Long Beach. I was reading Tommy's bio, and your dad is a rodeo champion.
Yeah, he was a world champion bull rider in 1973.
Going to kick my dad in the nuts one time. For you and your dad, too, Tommy. Wow. And your grandfather's, like in the Bull Riding Hall of Fame?
No, he's in the Rodeo Hall of Fame and the Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Still going to get another kick in the nuts.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And his brother.
My brother is
just won the championship.
Steer wrestling this year.
Tommy, your brother's just...
steer wrestler.
That's going to be just sort of a limp finger to the penis. I'm not a full kick to the nuts. Like, he's still family, still some influence.
The kids still do the limp finger.
The limp finger.
Come on,
pow.
Come on, do they still do that?
I don't know if they do
We
that,
used to
but
do that as
my
kids.
dad's going to get one of those right in the joint.
The nuts.
Yeah, or if I could do it, I'd glick on him. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You do
Squirting
that
your,
thing where
your
you...
sublingual glands.
Yeah. So
Nice.
You had that growing up.
Oh, we did that, of course.
Now, Josh, did you have that when you were growing up?
Did I limp?
Where you could
No,
Dad's nuts?
that glick thing where people would do that thing with their
Gleek.
tongue and
Yeah, I
gleek
could-
and shoot.
Everybody
that.
always did that
no,
to
wait
me,
a minute.
and I never could.
I
never could do that.
I couldn't either.
It always happens on accident, like when I get a hamburger or something.
Or
I'm
you
just about to-
yawn.
yeah, and I yawn, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's good. It's good first date. It's a good first date maneuver. You say the word eagle, and it all of a sudden something comes flying out of your mouth.
Oh damn! Josh just did it to me right
Josh
now.
gave Tommy the gleek.
The thing is, why did you? How you guys stopped at Gleek for about 5 minutes and went right on to urinating on each other, right?
Well, it was more effective than
Yeah,
the
more
league.
volume,
evolution?
more volume.
Sure, you got to raise
Bigger audience.
raise the stakes.
Molly,
Hi.
hey,
What's up?
I have a question. Me and my boyfriend have sex because he's going into the Army. He's going to be gone for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Get
on your knees, scumbag!
And whenever we have sex afterward, I always have a cut down below. Is that from an affection or?
is it towards the backside?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually just an irritation or a tear.
What's the backside
Towards
toward the anus?
anusburg, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, it's bad times.
Yeah.
Or a tear? Can you explain that?
You can tear. I mean, just like that's what happens when you're delivering a baby. You rip wide open.
I know, but a
It's-
baby's
it's,
10
Well, they're from successive irritation, basically. They'll get little tiny cracks and tears down.
I always wanted to be that big.
Yeah.
Me too. Is he big, Molly?
It's not all that good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kicking my dad again if that's true.
It's not all it's cracked up to be, Josh.
Whatever.
Hey, is you saying he's not that big, or he is?
He is.
He is. All right. What
Right,
about
there you go.
some lubrication?
We never use it.
All right, well,
there you go.
add that in.
You got to break down.
Yeah.
All right. And where's he going? Is he going into the Middle East, or is he just going into basic, or where's he going?
Going to Baghdad.
Is he Middle Eastern?
Going to Baghdad?
Yeah.
He is, really?
Yeah.
And he's going to be there for a year.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, good times.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Seems sort of the jury's out on him going to the Middle East for a year. I know they're very concerned over there in Iraq about who the person who governs over their country is, and they want to make sure it's another Iraqi. But I've been giving it some thought and thought maybe they ought to let us make this call
For a little while.
Well, we gave him the last call, and we ended up with Hitler with Ned Flanders' mustache and a beret. Maybe we ought to just go ahead and make this one. Yeah? Yeah? What do you think?
No, not all right.
I don't know. Evan,
Hey, what's up?
you're 21?
Yep.
What's up?
My girlfriend has a pretty strong gag reflex, so whenever she's giving me head, she kind of, she gags. And
Yeah.
So it makes her feel uncomfortable. It kind of takes away from the blowjob. We were watching this thing about sword swallowing, and this woman was saying that she used a coat hanger to file this thing down in her throat in order to more easily swallow the sword.
Use a coat hanger?
Yeah.
That's what she said, and or something like it. And
I've
she
had
filed
several
these-
girlfriends do that.
Use coat hangers. That's nice.
To file that
That's,
part down.
that doesn't
in
seem
order to
safe
gag.
at all.
That's commitment.
It makes it a lot better for you, doesn't it? If you use it. Have you used the coat hanger yet?
No, I'm asking if there's an easier way, or
Have you asked her if she wants to use the coat hanger yet to make it easier for you
I
to
don't think I have to ask her
enjoy
if
it?
she wants to. I don't think she wants to do that. But she does want to be more comfortable. And I was wondering if there are any other ways that might be easier.
No, the coat hanger is the only way.
That's just the way the doctors recommend, Evan.
I don't know that changing your what's called your uvula and palate is going to change the gag reflex.
What do you think she was scraping down?
With a coat
You
hanger.
feel it?
That's what That's what she.
What's in charge of your gag reflex, Drew?
The nerves. It's the nerves back there.
Well, what are you
I think she
hitting?
was following nerve endings.
Okay. So she was just kind of trying to deaden him up, get a little, put some cells on
maybe
him.
the deal is, yeah, she's just sort of knocking things back there to try to customize,
get used to it.
I'm sorry, does anybody find that to be a turn on?
No.
The gagging?
Oh, the gagging.
Oh, no,
I'm not talking about the coat hanger, man.
I would appreciate a little sympathy gag every once in a while.
It is a sympathy gag, isn't
Well, it
it?
makes your penis look bigger, doesn't it?
Well,
Yes,
that's the whole point.
does seem that way. Yeah, like I can't.
Not for the last
I mean,
girl,
I
for the Middle
haven't.
Eastern
I've never
girl.
had a gag, even with a running start.
Is she able to brush her teeth and things without gagging?
Running from the opposite end of the room.
It's not a hugely bad gag reflex. It's just enough to cause some problems.
All right. What's the problem, man?
Yeah, I think there's a way that she can work on this, but I don't think a coat hanger is a great thing.
Humming.
I mean, she should use her finger or something.
Yeah, is there anything else besides a coat hanger?
I think one there's produce and things like that one could work with.
Toothbrush, even.
Yeah, toothbrush. All right. Once in a while, you ever brush your tongue? I get that gag thing.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know you were supposed to brush your tongue until I was like 34, by the way.
You didn't know you're supposed to brush your teeth.
You didn't know you're
No,
supposed to
I found
brush
out
the
that
front part of your tongue instead of way, way back to test your gag reflex.
Yeah, I always feel retarded. It's always funny once in a while when you ever go for that drunken toothbrush and you almost heave when you go for the tongue, and then you look yourself in the mirror and your eyes are all watering and you say never again, dude, and you actually say it, and then the next night you say,
right again.
dude, I thought you said never again, and you're like, hey, dude, that wasn't this,
You're
dude.
right back to it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to wrap up after this. Well, that's the show. That's the week, everybody. I want to thank Josh Brolin and Tommy Shane Steiner for coming in here and salvaging the night for us.
Good luck.
Good luck to you guys, too.
Yes, we'll see you on race day.
Yep. And
We're qualifying tomorrow, right?
Oh, qualifying
That's right, we're
tomorrow.
qualifying.
I want to thank producer Ann for doing a great job all week. Junior producer Lauren for doing a great job. Brian for doing a great job on the phones, and Tara called me Tara, goddammit, for doing a great job on the phones and coffee and everything else. And of course, the magic-fingered one, the Liberace of the potentiometers over there.
I'd like to thank you, Adam, for being a dick all week.
All right, buddy. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo. I was a big Nervosa fan, and I love those Jew fighters.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.